Here we go. Okay, 3 for 3 today. You get me 3 times today. I know you're sick and tired of hearing my voice and saying, what in the hell kind of topic matter can she come up with next?
Oh, you'd be surprised.
Let's find out. Derek Chauvin was sentenced today. Oh, we all remember the Derek Chauvin case versus the state of mass confusion and idiocy. Minnesota. And, of course, the death of George Kirby. Floyd. Sorry, Pelosi. And he was sentenced today. Did he get a fair sentence? I think not. Did he get railroaded? I think so. Could he have a fair trial in America? Probably not. Because as I've said on my other videos, SJWs fuck up everything. Come to find out, a juror on his trial jury that raised his hand and said, I swear everything I put on there is honest and truthful. Well, except for one thing. I've never been to a BLM protest. I don't have any thoughts about this case other than what I've heard, and I could be non-biased. Really, is that why a while before then, maybe a month or two after what happened to George Kirby, Floyd, you were wearing a t-shirt that said, get your knee off my neck at a BLM protest. Well, I wasn't sure you was talking about that kind of thing. I thought we was all getting together to voice our opinions on anime and pup dogs. I wasn't aware that was a BLM mostly peaceful protest. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Anyway, on to the sentencing. I pretty much shut off when I heard about 160 months plus 260 months. Basically, he's going to be in prison for 22.5 years. But the biggest piss, moan, and complain is that he did not apologize to the family of George Floyd. Floyd. Kirby. Pelosi said it was Kirby, so I'm going to call him George Kirby. Because I believe in Pelosi. She knows everything. Anyway, so I had to watch these victim impact statements. I have nothing to say about the little girl because she was coaxed into saying what she said. You could tell that the lady had to actually press her for her comments. Needless to say, she was there via video. So I'm wondering, via video from where? And the last I heard is that George Kirby, Floyd, had kids in Georgia. So I'm thinking, we're in a Minnesota court here, don't you know? And the kid is coming live from Georgia, but the kid said he helped me brush my teeth every night. We're on Skype. Last I heard, George Kirby, Floyd, he abandoned his children, didn't pay his baby mama shit, and chose the life of a drug addict over being a father. I'm just saying, he wasn't on trial, but that man right there, he was a model citizen and a pillar of our community, guys. Yeah, you pick drugs over your kid. You pick putting a gun to a pregnant woman's unborn child's head to being a father. Ain't that about a bitch? Then up comes his brothers. And they're speaking for the family, and oh my God, you couldn't get more generic speeches. They didn't even bring a tear to my eye. And you could ask my husband. I get emotional when people are talking about dead loved ones. Because I feel their pain. This was just like, and then our family became someone who lost a loved one, like everybody who has lost a loved one, and it's tragic to be in that kind of community and that kind of circle. I mean, fuck, I've read more emotional freaking things than what they were saying. They had no, I love my brother, man. I'm going to miss him at the barbecues. I'm going to miss talking to him. You know, we used to play football when we was kids and doing all this and that stuff. They were just not, okay? It was like there was no bond, which I truly believe that there wasn't. Because honestly, I think the only reason why they came out as brothers of George Kirby, Floyd, was because he was now a martyr. Beyond that, they didn't give a damn what he was doing in Minnesota, didn't give a damn about anything else. But when you wave 27 million in someone's face, that was my brother, man. That was my brother. And I'm all tore up inside. God help us all. That was my favorite baby brother. He was my big boy. He was a mama's boy. I'm like, please, bitch, I've read fucking books that have given me more emotion like War and Peace. That is the most boring book you will ever read in your fucking life, by the way, if you decide to read that.
Or a computer technical manual.
Shit, a computer technical manual was more emotional and heart-wrenching than my brother, I'll never see him again. And then people got mad because Chauvin got up there and said, my condolences for your lost loved one. But I can't say much more than that because I have a legal matter coming up. That means people that are dumb and clearly don't understand why he didn't apologize, the legal matter is probably an appeal. And by apologizing and saying you're sorry, you're admitting to the crime. And statements can be used against you in future litigation. Just a heads up. So no, I didn't expect him to apologize because for the simple fact he was railroaded. And all the shit that the prosecution did, including throwing the spaghetti on the wall, hoping something sticks, and getting a sympathetic SJW jury, I knew there was going to be an appeal, and I knew that appeal would go through. And I hope that it'll be done silently. Because basically, he was railroaded by the justice system. I have literally seen on the first 48 motherfuckers who killed 12-year-old girls and boys get 4 years in jail for it. Kill a whole family, you get 7 years in jail for it. And his brother had the nerve to say, oh, you know, if it was one of us black people, we'd be up under the jail. Really? So the first 48, all the ones that got 4 to 7 years, got 12 years, got, 4 years time served, 10 years probation. Why don't you tell that to their victims? Oh, wait, that's right. You can't, because their victims are dead. Why don't you tell that to their families? That justice was served. Y'all cry so much about the justice system doing you wrong. And then you see a man like Derek Chauvin, an honorable officer like Derek Chauvin. And I believe his mama. I believe his mama. That's right, I stand with his mama. That he was a good man. He's a good man. And what gets me is that everybody's saying that justice was served. Was it really? Was it really when their expert doctor waited to respond to the curiosities that popped up during cross-examination and redirect of the defense's expert witness that had more experience than all of the prosecution's expert witnesses put together? And he was the head of a medical board. Waited till he went home. Prosecution drug their feet on the toxicology reports about carbon monoxide, about exactly how many drugs that George Floyd had in his system. And even now, I get grief for being a Chauvin supporter. Hell, I had this one woman paint me as a savage. For your information, I do have every right to talk because I have never been arrested. I've never been to jail. I have never been accused of any crime, nor have I been convicted of any crime. I am, quote unquote, a good girl. But I also know bullshit when I see it. The trial was bullshit. I'm glad the mob in society and the SJWs were happy with the verdict. However, I hope on appeal he gets out. Just to let y'all know that justice really does work. And to Chauvin's mama, stay strong, girl. Your son is not innocent of something, but it sure in the hell is not murder. Okay, what he did was not murder. It may have been an accidental death, but then again, we will never know because Mr. Kirby, Floyd, decided to suck down 4 or 5 fucking pills that I take for my pain all at once. And they cause breathing problems. That's how I know this whole thing has been bullshit. So while y'all get ready to pin some nasty ass comments on my video, let me tell you, you SJWs, you mob mentality, you sociopathic, idiotic losers, got your wish. If the appeal doesn't go through, Derek Chauvin will be serving approximately 22.5 years behind bars for the death of a cracked out, drug-using, deadbeat father that didn't care for anybody but himself, put a gun to an unborn baby's head because he's such a pillar and a good man of the community, and yet his spirit will still live on in George Floyd Square, where literally the businesses that are located in there are begging cops to come in order to get the crime under control. That's his legacy. That's his spirit, all up in that square. And a lot of you may think, oh, you're racist? Okay, I'm racist. What now? But you're this, you're that. Okay, I'm this, I'm that. What now? Here's what the facts are. The facts are he swallowed a whole bunch of drugs, of which half of them, or at least 2 pills, he spit out in the police car. Those types of drugs cause breathing problems. How do I know? I'm on one of them. Legally. It's motherfuckers like George Kirby, Floyd, that have put so many stipulations on medication that people that are in severe pain, like myself, like other people that deal with bone diseases and chronic pain and all that, it's people like George fucking Floyd who abuse those same medications illegally that fucks us up. Makes doctors to where they can't be doctors. Makes policemen look like guilty assholes. Because you know what? If I was Derek Chauvin, I probably would have done the same thing. His mind was probably on that crowd, thinking, if I don't keep control over this fucking drug addict and keep my eyes on them and not him, I'm going to get hurt. He was probably thinking, oh, so this chick is a fire EMS person? And yet she's not trying to help the situation by going, guys, we need to back up, okay? Calm down. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to see what's wrong with him. I'm going to help him. If the dispatchers' heads weren't up their asses, if the firefighters' heads weren't up their asses, if EMTs didn't have their heads up their asses, well, maybe George Kirby would have survived that. Because just a week before, he was in the hospital for what? Overdosing. And that's real with Robo.